Howdy folks, I'm Beneficent Begonia, balefully begging for beginner books.
I'm Amber.
And here are more beginner books for us to beg for because we're flowers that like to read, but we don't know how because we're kinda dumb because we're flowers. No offense, flowers, you have no central nervous system. Let's get started. Alright folks, and our first letter is titled, Am I a jerk for filling a game console with insects to prove a family's friend's daughter is a thief? I'm a 20-year-old female, and I used to be friends with Mia, a 19-year-old female, back in school. Our families are friends too. However, at some point during middle school, we fell apart and stopped being friends. Part of it was her borrowing DVDs or games from me and then pretending that they were hers. I have raised concerns with my parents multiple times, but it was always dismissed, as they never found the loss to be significant enough. Even with me no longer being friends with Mia, she and her family got invited to my parents' house a few times a month, and whenever this happened, something of mine would go missing. Over the past year, I have lost a few Nintendo games, expensive makeup palettes, an old portable gaming console, and some music CDs. As I'm at university, I am living with my parents, and I can't really afford to keep replacing the things that were stolen. And I have tried confronting her with her parents, and they basically don't believe me that Mia would do something like this. Well, here's where I might be the jerk. I have finally managed to get a new handheld console from saving the money from a part-time job. I made sure to take it with me, as I know that Mia will likely borrow it the first chance that she has. I have been complaining about it to my friend at university, and he says he knows how to resolve the situation. I just need to let him know when Mia comes over next time. Well, on the day in question, he gave me a case identical to the one that my game console came in, and asked me not to open it and just leave it in plain sight. Of course, when Mia left, the case left too. I didn't think anything of it until late last night when my parents received a call from Mia's parents shouting at them, calling me a cruel bee, and for purposely giving Mia something disgusting. From what I gathered, my friend filled the case with bits that were shredded from his animals, snakes and tarantulas, as well as their dinner. So now they have a bit of an infestation in their house. I have told my parents and Mia's parents that it's not my fault since Mia has been stealing from me for a long time and they did nothing. However, I was still called a jerk and was told to make it up to Mia. Alright folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk. And what is wrong with your parents? Like, this girl has been stealing, it sounds like hundreds of dollars worth of stuff from you for a very long time.
Yeah.
And the parents are just there, oh yeah, we're just going to keep inviting her over, let her keep stealing from OP. They didn't even replace it for you. They're just like, it's no big deal. Get over it. Move on. And then when she finally gets caught, they're like, you need to go apologize. How dare you hurt her for stealing? Like, you didn't give her this case and be like, here, have this. You left it. She stole it. She got what she deserved.
Well, and I think the important thing here is that OP should have handled this in a slightly different way, in the respect that she should have said, oh, that was my friend's case that they were using to transport bugs for their animals that they were feeding. You must have picked it up and stolen it, right?
Yeah.
They came by looking for it and couldn't find it, so they went somewhere else. So I think that if OP had just fudged the truth slightly in this situation, they could have made it work out a lot better for them and say...
I mean, I don't think that anyone would have bought it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, you can just be like, oh, she stole another thing? Well, now I have proof. Like, thank you for giving me the proof I needed.
Yeah. So I really think this is one of those situations where everyone needs to start realizing that Mia is just a petty thief. And OP needs to get a lock for their room and a safe to keep anything valuable in, because Mia apparently has very, very sticky fingers.
And the parents just need to, not support thieves anymore. I know they value this friendship, but, you should value your child more than people who want their child to steal from yours. Like, if the friendship is so fragile that saying, hey, stop your kid from stealing from my kid is going to ruin it, that's not a friendship worth keeping.
Exactly. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And Cape Lily says, not the jerk. What's wrong with your parents? Why are they on Mia's side? You owe nothing to anyone. Mia messed around and found out, then lied to her parents about the gift from you. Also, as the others have said, get a lock that only you can unlock. I wouldn't give your parents a key because, frankly, they are not to be trusted. Best of luck. And Godzilla fan says, I bet if she did that to her parents, they would yell at her for locking them out of a room in their house. Her parents are just huge jerks. And Midwest Normal says, alternatively, OP can put a camera in her room to record Mia's thefts. However, based on the info, that her parents will still probably do nothing and somehow blame OP. And Fluffy Sheepy says, not the jerk, they wouldn't have this problem if they had addressed Mia's theft before now. And even now, they are being mad at you instead of the thief. Nope, they don't deserve any kind of apology. If anything, I'd make more and more decoys and continue the onslaught until Mia learns to keep her filthy hands to herself. And the friend that prepared the decoy for you is a real MVP and brilliant. He's a keeper. Alright folks, then our next letter is titled, Am I a Jerk for Apologizing for My Mom to a Waitress? I'm a 28-year-old female and I went out to eat yesterday with my family and friends. There were 6 of us in total at the table. For some background, my mom is a 58-year-old female and has a tendency of complaining at every restaurant that my husband or I choose, and we usually just ignore her. She always complains about the quality of the food. It's either too salty, or if it's from a culture whose food that she's unfamiliar with, or the atmosphere. It's not nice enough decor-wise. No one ever agrees with her, and my husband and I came to the conclusion that she just thinks that complaining makes her look cool or something. Well, yesterday we ate at a Vietnamese restaurant, and my mom immediately started making fun of the waitstaff by mimicking their language when they would speak to one another. She thought that it was hilarious, but I quietly told her that that was racist and really mean, and that the waitstaff could hear her. She brushed me off, but I could tell that she was embarrassed because even though I corrected her quietly, everyone could tell that I did it. I guess because she was embarrassed, she started doubling down on the behavior and act like she was never wrong to begin with. A waitstaff person came by and took her drink that was empty and only had ice in it. My mom got upset with the waitstaff and loudly told her that she wasn't finished with her drink and that she was waiting for the ice to melt. The waitress apologized to my mom and said that she can bring her another drink, but my mom wouldn't let it go. She continued to loudly complain about it, saying that the waitress needed to learn to ask before taking things from the table. Management came and brought my mom a new drink free of charge and apologized, and even after that, my mom still acted rude and complained, saying that she wanted her melted ice. I was so embarrassed by my mom that I apologized to the manager and waitstaff in front of her. My husband did as well. Now my mom is mad at me, saying that she did nothing wrong and that I embarrassed her in front of everyone by doing that. She said that if I felt that she did something wrong, that I should have pulled her aside and left it up to her to apologize. She's giving me the cold shoulder, and I'm wondering if I should apologize to her. Am I the jerk? All right, folks, what do you think?
Not the jerk for this, but I do think that knowing her behavior, you should not have taken her out to this restaurant. And you certainly shouldn't take her out to restaurants going forward. The waitstaff do not deserve to be subjected to this racist abuse, and yeah, that's not okay.
Well, it sounds like she hasn't been racist up to this point,
Well,
but
it's like the way that Opie was talking about her basically like making fun of cuisine she wasn't familiar with could have racist undertones.
well, it could, right? And I'm not saying that that isn't necessarily the case. I do agree if she's been being racist all this time, that it's probably not a good idea to take her out to a restaurant, right? And that they should skip the out visits to in the public if she's going to act like this, right? But I do think that if this is a behavior that's kind of escalating, where she's getting more and more, bold with her behavior, then that's not a good thing. And that again, like they just need to make sure that she knows that this isn't acceptable. I really fault OP in the respect that I think that as soon as she started doing this stuff, OP should have asked for the check and said, "I'm
Yeah,
done. I am not going to eat dinner with someone who's acting like this,"
yeah.
and apologized to the waitstaff right then,
Mm-hmm.
and then left them a tip. I think that would have been a good way of handling that situation.
Yeah. Well, and it does seem like this is like maybe it's escalated, but she's had this consistent pattern of behavior, being rude to the wait staff and
Mm-hmm.
like criticizing the food and the decor unnecessarily. And like these people work hard at what they do, and they don't deserve to be have to deal with bratty people who are going to be rude and.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. But let me know what you folks think. So anyhow, take care and good luck. And not for commenting, I know Go says, not the jerk, literally what happened to me. My mother started sucking the joy out of eating at restaurants in exactly the same way. I'd sit there getting more and more tense and hating every minute. After apologizing about her to the waitstaff a few times and paying massive tips, I decided never to eat out with her again. In the end, her behavior spread to being rude about me and my wife, and one day I just stopped visiting her or speaking to her altogether. And Enough Cartoonist 56 says, that was my solution to the very same problem. It has continued to be a great solution to that problem. You don't plan on becoming an orphan in your 40s, but sometimes the gain is worth the loss. And JRM 1102 says, not the jerk, you didn't embarrass your mom, she embarrassed herself. I would never go out to eat with her again if this is how she behaves. And Cute Designer 8122 says, agreed. The mom doesn't need to be invited. She was being racist and abusive. And it sounds like this wasn't the first time. All right, folks, it's tea time. Grab your beverages of choice. I've got some tea right here. And Amber, she has a joke.
George, look, I found a lost ball. Louis, how do you know it's lost? George, because the kids down the street are still looking for it.
That is definitely a lost ball. I like that. I like that. Petty theft. Good play. Good play, Jovial Bob sign. And I have Mega Mint. All right, folks, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Happy spectacular Saturday. I hope your Saturday is off to a spectacular start. Amber, we need some kind of moral advice and or guidance. And please have it on rude guests.
Don't feel bad for embarrassing racists and thieves.
Don't feel bad for embarrassing racists and thieves. It's perfect. I like it. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you all tomorrow.
Bye.